Good morning, everybody. Let me go live here on Instagram. I wanted to talk to you today about how to turn hope for the future and what's coming in the future into actions that affect your right now and the reality that you live in right now. Let me adjust this video right there. So often, the first step to reaching our goals is to have hope for our goals, to see a vision of where we're going, to see where we want to go, what's ahead of us, and listening to that voice and that thing that tells us, hey, you should do this. You have a moral obligation to go out there and help people reach their goals. And that's what I have. I know myself personally that I would not be fulfilled if I wasn't helping other people accomplish their goals with actual facts and things that they can apply to help themselves. But at the end of the day, we can hope ourselves for the future into never going after our dreams and our goals. And so often this is by mistake, is that we're hoping for a day to come when we can finally go after our goals. We're hoping for a day to come when we can finally take action to do that thing that we know is inside of us. We're hoping for the day to come where we can help, people that have been marginalized and victims of human trafficking, and hoping that we can get involved in areas that people need help. And we're hoping that we can do great things in our life in the future when we get somewhere. And this perspective is actually what is holding us back from that future. The hope for the future and saying one day when I get there is what is actually keeping us held back from that. And when we have hope, we have vision, and we know this is what I'm supposed to do, we then have an obligation to put action into it, whether it's just a little bit of action, 1%. It could be as simple as starting a Facebook page or going live on Instagram or Facebook. It could be as simple as creating a website. It could be as simple as volunteering at a place where, there's a number of organizations that help human trafficking victims, single moms, homeless, stuff like that we can go and do and help and engage with. Or let's say that you have a business goal and you're saying, I hope I can get there and go after my business goal. Don't misunderstand me. I am not knocking hope. In fact, if you don't have hope for the future, you'll have no direction and actually be depressed. You'll be sad that you're not going after what you're called to do. That hope that's inside of you, that feeling of this is what I'm supposed to do with my life, and I won't feel fulfilled until I go after my calling, and then having hope that the process will work itself out. See, the process doesn't start until we take the first step to begin the process. And so turning your hope for the future, this is not a negative on hope or action. I've seen so many narratives that say that having dreams and hope for the future are worthless until you take action. That's a half truth. They work together. Having dreams for the future, it's true. If you just have a dream for the future and then you sit around and don't do anything with that dream, it's not going to go anywhere. But at the same time, cultivating dreams, cultivating vision, cultivating hope, and then applying action steps. As humans, we think we're good at multitasking, but in reality, we can kind of only do a few things at one time. So if we have a big vision for the future and there's 1,000 steps to get there, we have to still take the first step. We still have to apply that first step and put right now action behind the hopes that we have for the future. And so whatever our goal is, whatever our vision is, to do great things, huge things. I mean, impossible things. For you to go and accomplish that and to turn your hope for the future, you have to start with right now actions. And it starts with choosing what is the first step. What is the first thing I need to do or learn, or who do I need to get in contact with to take those actions? And when you start to transition that and you look at what's one thing I can do today, maybe, again, I get it. You're not at a place where maybe you could quit your job and just go out somewhere and do that thing that you want to do, but you could start working towards that goal a little bit with the things that you have, with the time that you have, with the resources that you have right now, and start to build, this little piece right here. What I've found with success is there's kind of like, 100% of success is built with 10 pillars that are like 10% of success. And sometimes we can't build the big part of our success pillars until we build the small parts that we can do now. But the momentum that starts when you start building it and you start going after your goals and your vision, you start turning your hope for the future into right now actions. And you start taking action on those things that you've said, I want to do. Those things that are inside of you that you know that you're called to do. And I want you to explore and press into what are those things. What is that thing that you feel like you are being held back from doing? And I'm saying myself, for the longest time, my personal struggle was I was feeling held back from going after my goals. And it was actually a self-limiting belief that I believed that I wasn't skilled enough, that I didn't have inside of me what was needed to accomplish my goals, that nobody would listen to me, that I don't have a big social media following, whatever. These are thoughts that go through my head. But the right now actions for me, for instance, are doing these Facebook Lives every morning, are recording my podcast, getting my site set up. I recorded 3 podcast episodes last week. I wrote some blog posts. I got some new resources coming because I know in my heart, if I don't share with you guys the knowledge that's up here and I just keep it here, and I think, oh man, one day when I get there, I will be able to help all these people. I don't take the right now actions for my hope for the future, I'm going to miss out on the journey and miss out on the process. And that's what I want to dial in for you guys right here, to turn hope for the future into right now actions. You have to learn to enjoy the process, the first step, the second step, the 100th step, the 200th step. And when you do this consistently, the process is where the magic happens. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen by just taking action and now you're suddenly here and you've suddenly made it and you've suddenly appeared where your goal is. But when you take that step and you enjoy the process and you let the process pan out and build upon what's happening, that's where you start to transform the hope and the dreams that are so valuable and the ideas into right now actions that materialize into the vision that you had inside of you for your life to go out there and accomplish anything that you want to. And so to turn your hope into right now actions, it's a choice. And you choose, I'm going to start today. I'm going to start doing one thing. I have this big goal that's out here, but I know there's one thing I can do today. Even though my situation says I can't do that big thing out there, there's one thing I can do today to start building for that future that I know that I'm called to do. And when you do that, that's how you turn hope for the future into actions that materialize into your destiny manifested in your life. Literally manifesting the destiny and the calling that you've had for your life. And when you start to ask the Lord to direct your footsteps, He'll help you along the way. And you'll have a path towards your goals. And when you have God on your side, nothing's impossible. Literally, that's scriptural. Literally nothing is impossible. And so I want to challenge you and encourage you today that whatever hope and goals and dreams and vision that are inside of you right now for the future, for your life that you want to go after, the people you want to influence, the things you want to accomplish, you can do it if you just start taking action and you partner, partner with heaven for the goals that are in your life. Partner with heaven for what you're supposed to do. And just ask God, direct my footsteps. Close the doors that should be closed and open the doors that should be open. And boom, those are the doors you're supposed to walk through. So that's my little 10 minutes right there. And I'll keep doing these. I'm doing 10 minutes a day, content, something, a point that's on my heart. I'm going to be doing launching a podcast. They're like an hour-long version of these where I really break down everything, and that's coming out soon. I'm really excited to launch that with you guys as well. So have a good one, everybody. We'll talk soon.